The Yokohama World Time Attack Challenge returned to Sydney Motorsport Park after a 2-year hiatus due to COVID. Lingering COVID restrictions means no overseas competitors were in attendance, but the international flavour remained, with Jos and Max Verstappen's F1 cars on display, and Cole Powson flew in from the USA, while Andrew Brilliant flew in from Japan to be technical commentators at the event. With so long between drinks, the entire Australian car scene and performance industry were keen to get amongst it, and they did, with a full Traders Alley. More off-track entertainment was provided by the Downshift Stylised Car Show on the wet skid pan. Time Attack may be the main attraction, but the event always has so much on-track entertainment, with everything from vintage to modern race cars and supercars, Hot Wheels Stunts Inc., and a whole lot more. One smash hit was Zach's Zaccaria SC, essentially an F1 car for the road with a Ferrari V12. It hit the track thanks to Newlon and was on display on the wtac stand all weekend. Drifting has always been a big part of World Time Attack Challenge. This time around, the drift titles were held on the Friday lunchtime and Saturday afternoon rather than the usual night time slot, with Time Attack now going under lights. The drift competition was taken out by Brad Toohey in the Toyota 86, with Patrick Barley in second in the Corvette and Matt Harvey scooping up third place in the S13. While drifting provides sideways entertainment, the TurboSmart Flying 500 provides the straight line entertainment. The premise is simple: take a whole bunch of high-powered street cars and throw them down the front straight as fast as they can go. This year proved to be a GTR versus Lambo battle, and it was a good one. In the end, Precision Racing would take first and third with their twin-turbo Lamborghini Monsters, with Tony going 283 kilometres per hour and Joe going 288 kilometres per hour. But they were split by Justin Dean's R32 GTR from Birong Automotive. It may only be a little 2.8 litre, but went a stonking 284 kilometres per hour. wtac Club Sprint class was the largest with 38 competitors, but the competition was fierce at the front, and there was also great variety, with a couple of workshops managed to get the newly Hyundai i20N and the Subaru BRZ lightly modified and out on track. Since the 2019 World Time Attack event, Toyota released the GR Yaris, and it was great to see not only a few in the pits, but a couple on track. The quickest GR Yaris was Lamb Speed with Adam Kazmiri at the wheel. They finished in 5th place in Club Sprint with an extraordinary time for such a new platform of 1:36.857. But the most popular Toyota was the new GR Supra, with 4 of them competing in Club Sprint, including our own. Once again, the top spot was an Evo versus WRX battle. The Got It Rex guys managed to take 4th and 2nd, while DC Racing took 3rd with their WRX. The winner of wtac Club Sprint, new class record holder, and 1.5 seconds clear of the rest of the field was Jimmy Evo from Evolution Racing Spares in his Evo 6. Jump on board for the record lap. Jimmy's time has reset the benchmark for Club Sprint and proved the new AO52 tyre is certainly faster than the outgoing 8008 for Street Class. GCG Turbo's Open Class also had good variety in the 17-car field, although there was a strong S chassis showing with 4 of them in total, making them the most numerous chassis in Open Class, helped by our own Jet 200 making a return in 2022. The top 10 was pretty fierce. In 10th, Damon ASHTON in the POWERTUNE Evo. In 9th place was John Boston in our own Motive Video, powered by Sparesbox S14 SILVA Jet 200. The car had some issues, but still managed a PB of 1:33.792. You can watch in-depth coverage of how the car went on the Motive Video YouTube channel. In 8th place was Dan Day in the SJ1000 WRX. This car is a monster in tarmac events in its home state of South Australia, and we were keen to see it in action. Seventh was another WRX with Liam Hooper, new owner of the Hammerhead S13, in the Car Mods Australia entry. Sixth place was Darren Bishop in the REVZONE Evo. Fifth place was Charles' incredible Dream S15, driven by Rob of Mighty Mouse fame. The car had a couple of mechanical gremlins and didn't reach its full potential, but was great to see it in action. Fourth place was Aaron Borg, driving the world's best technologies R33 Skyline GTR. On to the podium spots now, and third place was Benny Tran in the BYP Integra. The car was in the 1:30s all weekend, but in the dying minutes of the event, he dropped into the 29s during the shootout. The battle for the top spot was down to the wire between the XTREME GTR, driven by Tim Slade, and the Global Aircraft Services Evo, driven by Nathan MORCOM.
2019 we had Brad Shields, beautiful young man who worked beautiful with the team, and he did you've only got to look at that hot lap to see what a beautiful job he did. It was just a drive of a life to me. I can still watch that 2019 run and I still get goosebumps, I can still get choked up, so proud, really proud. Here we are now with the development with Brad and Race Tech Performance, and I'm nervous. We've been testing, but we haven't had an opportunity to get a really good dry time on the board. It's been wet, it's been all these things, so we're as in the dark about where we think it's going to land after this weekend as anyone else. So the time could be anything. So we've got no idea what's going to happen out there. We've made some changes. This year we've got a bigger turbo on. We've got the Bosch Motorsport ABS on there now, an extra MOTEC package that takes it to another level of traction, grip and control and those sorts of things. And I guess the big bonus for me is that when we put Tim in the car and said, what do you think, what do we need to do? There wasn't anything really that needed to do. So that to me, that says a lot, that we may have it right. We might have the car that we need to get that done, get the job done, hopefully.
XTREME laid down the gauntlet early, running a 1 minute 27.379, resetting the open class lap record and putting the team in the #1 spot. XTREME wanted to go quicker, but a mechanical issue put them out early and they had to sit on the sidelines and watch as the Gas Evo had a crack. The Global Aircraft Services team tried to claw back the tenths they needed until one last attempt in the shootout. Nathan was down in the first 2 sectors, but pulled out a miracle to pip the XTREME GTR at the post by going quick enough in the last sector to win by 1/10 of a second. Plasma Man Pro-Am had 8 entrants with everything from an ex-GT300 car from Japan to an Evo-engined R32 Skyline GTR and a Jetta with an R35 GTR engine. Let's jump on board with Brian Bew for a lap in the Wide Field Racing R35 GTR. The winner of Pro-Am was over 7.5 seconds clear of the rest of the field, with the owner of Team Tilton, Costa, running a 1 minute 26.0 in the Tilton Evo. Royal Purple Pro Class saw 3 previous winners go head-to-head. The Hammerhead S13, now owned by Liam Hooper, the Tilton Interiors Evo, driven by Brad Shields, and the reigning champ Barton Mauer in the RP968 Porsche. A late addition to Pro Class was Nathan Antunes in the Goddard Rex WRX. The Hammerhead S13 blew an engine on the Friday practice day, so didn't get a time on the board. Meanwhile, the Goddard Rex team were focused on beating the WRX lap record set by Andy Forrest. The top spot was a royal rumble between the Tilton Evo and the Porsche. The Porsche struck first, running a 1 minute 20.1 in the first session of the day. Brad Shields fired back with a 1 minute 20.97 to move into second, but still within striking distance. Barton Mauer went back out, but the hotter temperatures meant he couldn't go quicker, and then a tyre delamination damaged the car and put an end to their weekend. It was a similar scenario for the Tilton Evo, with Costa having a tyre delamination causing enough damage to put the car out for the weekend. With both cars out of action, their positions on the podium were now set.
Yeah, so obviously we're happy with the time. It's 3 seconds faster than the car's been before officially. With the problem with Costa's blowout, obviously my run was a half an hour after that, so we had the boost wound up, we had the NOS bottle turned on, so our aim for the weekend was a 19. We didn't get to do that, but we're still very happy. In testing we were doing lap times consistently easy, and then we came to the event yesterday and I was struggling to get within 3 seconds of that. Like, I was trying my hardest. And you can see with the Porsche, like, they only did 20s this weekend as well. Yeah, the track was a little bit off, so to be within the same second bracket as the Porsche, I think, you know, we're on a winner there. You can't compare yourself to lap times 2 years ago. You got to compare yourself to the other guy on the same day.
Our whole aim all the time with RP968 is to keep striving for the outright lap record. But this weekend, the 2.5 year layoff, it really showed, you know, with the lack of testing and the car maybe not being quite where it needed to be at the start of the event. We had a failure yesterday in practice, the input shaft broke. So we're really on the back foot, and actually our first time this morning, the 120.1, and that set as the fastest time of the whole day. And we were hoping that the Niter Air, which we've never had before, would do the job, and I think it could have. But you know, as you know, we had a tyre failure, and that did damage to the car, and we just reviewed it, risk versus reward. We had first sealed. We didn't think we could go fast enough with what we had to beat the record, so we've just kept it together so we can come back and fight next year. We haven't spoken about next year's event, but that would be logical. And Rod Pobestek, who's the vision, is the RP968. It's always been the outright lap record. It's nearly a 20 flat, just basically with no testing yesterday. It's there, but one perfect lap. It really all has to line up, and we weren't able to do that this weekend.
The Yokohama World Time Attack Challenge once again lived up to its reputation as one of the biggest and best events on the car enthusiast calendar, providing more than just racing, but a complete entertainment package. Bring on 2023.